Hey, welcome everybody to Paltalk.
Hello.
Thanks for joining my lovely wife and myself, Tamsen, and I'm Matt. If you don't know that by now, we are the authors of Why Hasn't He Called? It's a great book. Has all the answers that any woman or guy would want to know relating to relationships.
We hope it has all the answers.
We hope. We have a lot of experience, so we know it does actually. So, where do you want to start tonight?
I think we'll start with the client you had. I mean, I think that that's a huge topic right now, and just in my mind anyway. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, we want everyone, tonight we want to solve your relationship problems. So please, call in, talk to us, text us. We are here to help you. You know, we like to not really have any format to the show because our format is to help and get you guys out of bad relationships, get you into good relationships, and just make you happy. We want everybody to be in love because we are in love, right? Seriously. Anyway, look, here we go. We had a client today. We do a lot of date coaching. She was in a bad relationship, but she won't get out of it. We don't understand why. So, I mean, reasons for staying in a bad relationship. Number one, complacency. It's comfortable, you're used to it, but
well, I think that's
just
one of the hardest things is like getting back out there. Like the date. I mean, dating's not always particularly fun, especially in New York. And I think one of the hardest things is getting back out there after you've been in a relation, I mean, even married, but in a relationship for a long time. And you know, it's easier to stay than to stop that part of your life that you're so used to. And that's what the client we're working with was having. She was having a hard time. She's been with this guy for 3 years, and it was just kind of easier to just be there and be bored, be lonely, than go back out there and really be alone.
You get real comfortable, and there's not any reason to leave it. And what you're really missing out is the guy that you really should be meeting could be right around the corner, but you're at home having an argument, not bumping into him. Anybody have any questions? Who's in a bad relationship that needs help getting out of that kind of relationship?
And also where to go to meet people. That's one of the toughest ones right now. We get a lot of questions asking us where to go to meet people if you're not going to a bar, which is, I guess it's kind of a normal place to go depending on whatever age you are, 20s, 30s, 40s.
Bars aren't the place to meet people, but more importantly,
online.
People stay in relationships because they're also scared. They don't want to venture out and be single. There's nothing wrong with being single if
What?
Single. There's nothing wrong with being single if you're happy with yourself. That's a whole other thing. So when you're single, you should be working on yourself because the next time you meet somebody, you might want to look better. You might want to be a little bit more educated. You might want to be more sure of yourself. All these things are true. So I'm waiting for your calls. Bring them. Let's go. Let's get this thing moving. Anybody, talk to me.
Let's go through a little bit and talk about the book. We co-authored a book called Why Hasn't He Called? Because that's one of the biggest questions that Matt gets with date coaching. Matt owns a matchmaking agency, for those of you who don't know that, and works with a lot of people who are looking to meet the right one, and does a lot of date coaching. And we wrote a book based on a lot of the questions that we get. Why hasn't he called? Because that's one of the biggest questions that we get, especially from women who go out on a date. The guy says at the end of the night, I'll give you a ring, and then you never hear from him again.
It never happens.
Why don't they call?
Well, number one,
There's a couple of reasons. It's not just one.
Sure. I mean, if I go out with a girl and I sleep with her the first night, why do I need to call her again? I got what I wanted. That's the first thing, right?
Why do guys do that, though? I mean, this just...
Because the initial intent when you first meet a woman, most likely, is physical. Every guy that meets you and is interested in you initially, probably just wants to have sex with you. I mean, and if you let that happen, then he's on to the next because he accomplished his goal. You gave him his dream, right?
I don't know if it's a dream. Mark from Scotland. Hey, how are you? Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hey, how you doing, Matt and Catherine? Good to have you on again. In previous shows, you've touched a little bit on the dating scene and the internet and things like that, but it's been mostly Paltalk specified. Now, there's a vast majority of forums out there dedicated to dating. I was wondering if you might go that way with your website and how you feel about the internet dating actually out with Paltalk, just on the internet itself through the forums.
Would we go that with our personal website?
Yeah, I know that Matt has a dating agency, and I was wondering if you might tie that into the website with the dating forum.
Right, that is something we're actually working on right now because we've had a lot of requests for people to be introduced to other people but still be kind of screened, which what a lot of the online websites don't provide right now. So we're working on that. But there is nothing. I mean, we don't think there's anything wrong with online dating as long as you're doing it the right way and you don't find yourself wasting time. We talk to a lot of people who come to the actual matchmaking agency who say that they spend a lot of time online and then they don't ever get to meet the person, or the relationship never progresses. So as long as you're going somewhere with it, I think it's a
online dating is good. You have to meet the person as fast as you can and see if they're really for you. This relationship between two people through texting is not the way to go. So there's a way to online date. There are a lot of people doing it, and the numbers can look good. A lot of people get married through online dating. So it is something that we're very interested in implementing into our site. Absolutely. Give us a relationship question.
I think that is very commendable, and don't forget to let us know when you get that forum thing. Not a lot of relationship questions I could give you, unfortunately, but I'm sure you know them all already.
If you have one, just ask. Thanks a lot for the call. Anthony from New York City.
Hey, how you doing?
Good,
Hello?
man. How you doing?
Yeah,
Hi.
I'm in law enforcement and been married for 15 years. I love my wife. I have 5 kids, 8 and from
Nice.
3 to 15. Set of twins. All right, that's enough of all of that. But I'm trying to get her to stop
You
working
should
so
be
much.
proud.
Yeah, I do everything though. I pay the bills, I do everything, and she's like kind of like, she's living too good, I think. And I'm trying to get her to retire and just, just chill and just, but she likes working. She has her money, my money, and then the money for the bills, and everything is basically taken care of. But, we don't have any problems. But, they said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I want her to start working so we could like move out of New York and go somewhere. So I don't know,
You
like I'm trying to get her to go home. I do everything, cook, clean, laundry. I do everything.
Anthony,
Only
I'm
thing I
moving
don't do is
in.
buy the sheets.
Hey, look, you know what it is? You need to inspire your wife or motivate her by telling her, reminding her exactly where you want to go with your lives. Put a goal out there so she'll want to get involved and generate some cash so you two can change your life a little bit for the better. You got to inspire her and motivate her so so she'll contribute. You're a great husband, man. It sounds good, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, do you guys do things like go on date night? I know it sounds cliche, but there's nothing wrong with making sure you're always taking time out, especially if you have children, and especially if you're working like I'm sure you do with the hours you have.
Well, we definitely we do things together. We spend a lot of time together, and it's kind of like like I mean, I don't want to sound corny, but I want some problems. I want to troubleshoot. I mean, that's not my only problem. I'm looking for
Is
some
it,
real issues, but we know how to handle things like an